The undefinable Sadie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Sadie Gibbs, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. Given my knee at the moment, but plowing through.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing, obviously, talking about that knee injury is how is it? How are you? How is it? How's the training going? When can we expect to see you back in the ring?
I think sooner than I thought now. This is where I talk about mindset and how the powerful the mind is, because I just think it is really powerful, and what you can channel into yourself if you believe it in anything. Is because I could have done it and then listened to the doctors, not been doing any training and been kind of sitting around waiting for the surgery. But I didn't. I listened to my body and I went with it, and I'm now at a point where I don't even know if I need surgery. So, of course, that would mean I'm without an ACL, because it doesn't actually, it doesn't merge back. But there's so much evidence, and there's so much I'm reading up on, and so much background. And if the legs are strong enough, it can support the knee.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there is actually a wrestler in AEW Zayn, he's not had surgery and he's without an ACL for 12 years now.
Wow.
Is that right, Zayn?
Alex Zane?
Yes. Hold on. Yeah, so I've been back and forth getting some advice. No, sorry, I don't know where I got Zayn from. Tony Niels.
Oh, Tony Nese.
Oh, Tony Nese. Yes.
Terrible with names.
I didn't know that. I'd got no. I've had obviously nothing nowhere near as bad as an ACL tear. I did my MCL not long ago, and I did my meniscus
they heal
as well.
quite well, don't they?
Yeah. So I'd got no idea about that. So if you don't have surgery to physically reconstruct it, it doesn't knit back together.
No, because the thing with a full acute tear of a ligament, it can't. It's like elastic band, so it just can't merge back.
Oh God.
I mean, I don't like to believe. I've been doing meditations and imagining it merging together and things like that. This is the sort of stuff that I do.
Sure.
I'm a bit mental.
Love that.
But I've been meditating, just imagining it kind of coming back together, because I believe the human body is amazing, and there's always, you never know. So
yeah.
But apparently it can't. But I believe in miracles, so we'll see.
Well, it's great news, because obviously you hear ACL tear and you assume 9 months out, surgery. Like people have been out upwards of a year and all sorts with ACL tears, and you sort of expect, oh my God, it's going to be a huge amount of time out. You obviously you are a very positive person, and I want to get into that because your outlook is something that is incredibly inspiring, and I want to talk about that. I also want to talk a little bit about ADHD, if that's okay with you, because that's something that I suffer with, and I think your outlook on it, and you had, what was it, that you had a marble analogy for ADHD Awareness Month, and I thought that was the perfect analogy for how I am with. So the marbles, where a person who doesn't have ADHD will have 150 marbles, but they will have a bag to put the marbles in.
Yeah.
Whereas someone with ADHD hasn't got a bag and is trying to carry the marbles.
That's literally ADHD. Yeah.
So I'd love to talk to you a little bit
constant
about that.
Overwhelm.
Oh, absolutely, 100%, 100%. But yes, obviously, you said not too long. You hope, if you were to be really super positive.
So in my head, I've got April.
Wow. Okay.
April, May.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
But
fantastic.
that is really hopeful.
Yeah.
That would be 8 months post injury, but that's without surgery. So
yeah.
But that's what I've got in my mind. But I don't want to rush it as well and then go back and then I'm back in a worse state. So that's another thing. I need to be certain that, I will wear a brace as well. I'm not going to get in. I probably will always protect it, especially if I haven't had surgery.
Yeah, of course.
Especially the way I wrestle. There's just no, it's a lot of impact. A lot of landing, isn't there?
Yes, there is a lot.
Yeah, Rob and I were talking just a few minutes before you jumped on, talking about like obviously we're massive fans of you, Sadie, but we were doing our homework the past week. We're watching that match from Monday Magic where you do the 450 springboard 450 to the outside on the top of Mayu, and like, oh, look at her knee, and then you come up and then you're bleeding. Like I don't know if the chair hit you on the way down, but I was like, and then you and Mayu go out there for the last 2 or 3 minutes and just absolutely tear the house down. I'm like,
It was great.
That's a singles match I want to see. I want to see Sadie Gibbs versus Mayu in Korakuen Hall. Yeah,
that would be an absolute dream. And with everyone collabing at the moment, Sendai, Stardom, it's not off the cards. And obviously Noah is huge as well. So she's the champ at the moment, right?
Let's put it out there. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
You talk about how the mind's such a positive thing. Let's put it out there in the ether. Sadie Gibbs versus Mayu.
This is another thing. When this happened, my knee, I was so gutted because I had so many plans with Noah and it was very frustrating. But this is how you stay positive. You don't focus on what's not. Yeah, you just have to focus on what's next and take the next step. Because if you focus on what's lost and what you can't, that's when you get frustrated and you just don't move forwards. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll be straight back to Japan. That's where I'll be going.
That's one of my questions. That's one of my questions, because your work in Japan is just fantastic, and the
really
wrestlers
good.
that you got to wrestle, like the Chihiro Hashimoto. And again, Rob and I were talking about, boy, Team 200 kg must love to wrestle you, because you've had singles matches, solos matches. You team with Debbie Keto, you teaming with Manami, you teaming with Lenny Cross. Like, it just always seems to be they love to wrestle Sadie Gibbs.
Well, they were building They were building up. This is what I said. There were so many plans. They were building up a singles with me and Hashimoto.
Oh,
Chihiro, yeah.
Was that your first match in Sendai Girls? You and Chihiro Hashimoto?
Yeah, so they were actually building us up to have she put the belt in my face in one of my last matches, actually. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I remember that.
Yeah, in Osaka. I think that was Osaka. Yeah.
It's quite the way to.
It was a
big,
but
it's quite the way to introduce you to a tour, isn't it? Here's your first singles match. It's against Chihiro Hashimoto. Enjoy that in Korakuen, yeah.
Oh my god, I put 150% into that match. Like, I couldn't. That was an honor to get a singles match in Korakuen Hall. Like, it was just insane. But yeah, that was my debut for Sendai. That was my debut.
And the crowd really responded to you as well.
Yeah, Japan, I really was over, like, out there.
Yeah.
I like I said, it was just, that was what I'd done 4 tours in the last 2 years. So yeah, I've been literally back and forth. I was less than this is the longest I've been in the UK in the last 2 years, and I've hated it. I'm like, no, I'm getting itchy feet.
I want to go back to Japan.
Wow, who can blame her?
My question is, again, obviously you wrestled Chihiro Hashimoto quite a bit, especially in that singles match. I've noticed the match in Korakuen Hall we were just talking about. She seems like incredibly strong. Like, the way she just launches, she just seems like she picks you up like you're a small child.
She's amazing to wrestle. That's all I'm going to say. She's one of my favorite people to wrestle. Yeah, strong, athletic, fast. I made there was, what was the match where we started off and we were grappling at the beginning? Oh my god, I was blown up in the first minute because it was I just said, I want to grapple, let's just go. That was a mistake. And then there was a bit at the end where I had so much in, but I was so blown from that beginning bit. I was like, oh, brilliant. But I love wrestling her because you can just do, like, it's just so versatile, and I feel like I really get to shine with her because she's so strong as well. I get to do all my stuff, and that
amateur wrestling shoot style just takes a lot out of you. I mean, it's like,
I love it. So it takes everything out of you, but that's what I'm in love with. Like, I love shoot.
Oh, I have so many questions about shoot. Do you have any, like, shoot wrestlers that you like to watch, like current or past? Like, obviously Minoru Suzuki, Ken Shamrock,
so
Bass Bruton, like Takada.
So many in Japan, but I am really bad with names. With listing off names. So if you get pictures pictures up. That's an ADHD thing as well, guys. I'm not
Yeah.
ashamed of it. I used to be really ashamed of it, like the way I was with names and remembering names. But now I'm like, no, it's my ADHD. It's my neuro spicy. It's just not what I'm good at. But get me a picture. Show me a picture, and I will.
That'll be the second interview. Sadie, we'll have to bring you back to
Yeah,
talk
my
about
favorite
the
platform.
UWFI.
My favorite platform now is Wrestle Universe. I watch it all the time now. So
It's incredible value for money
although
when
I
you
have to
consider what you've
admit,
got.
since I've done my knee, I have gone completely like ghost. And I don't know if that's to get myself in a mindset of not dwelling, but I had
Yes.
I did ghost it all. I was like, okay, I can't see any wrestling now because that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm slowly coming back into the fact, okay, I'm going to be back in the ring, so I can start watching it. But yeah, the last 2 months, I think it's a bit of an avoidance thing at the same time as like a strong mentality. I kind of avoid what's hurting sometimes, you know.
Of course.
But whatever keeps you in a positive mindset, you've got to do it. So
Yeah.
if it involves a little bit of avoidance. But yeah, I'm feeling like I can start watching it again. But I was really, I was gutted. It's been 3 years I had out. I worked my arse off to get back and do what I did in 2 years. And then bam, I'm out again. But that's it. It happens with wrestling. I'm getting all wild. But yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You can't. Yeah.
I think as well, like I watched you in 2019 and 2020. Oh God, are you okay?
You can tell how much she loves wrestling. You can tell how much it's passion. That right there in one word is passion. That's awesome, Sadie. That's shows you how much you love wrestling, and I think I speak for everybody.
As well how much of avoidance I've been in because I haven't actually cried since.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've watched you since 2019 or through 2020. You've come back, and it's almost like you are still Sadie Gibbs, but I feel like you are a completely different wrestler as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it is a confidence thing. I don't know if it's I don't know if you are just a happiness thing. I don't know, but you seem so at ease in the ring. And we were there in Vegas when you teamed with Magenta.
Oh, okay.
And you have this sort of magnetism to you. And then, of course, you hit the Sasuke special and everyone loses their minds at 11 o'clock at night. And it's great because it was fantastic. Because we were exhausted. We'd seen about 4 different shows at that point.
I know, that was a long day. That was a long day.
Had you just wrestled the one match or were you in multiple matches? Right, okay.
Yeah, I had to play it a little bit safe because of the visa reasons. But
right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I just did that with Marvelous because I was going with them voluntarily. But yeah,
it was a fantastic match. It was one of my favorite matches of the entire weekend, to be perfectly honest.
It was fun. It was really good.
You could tell you were having fun, which was great.
In it as well, and she's one of my favorite. I don't know if you've seen mine and her single match, but she's incredible, just in every way as well. Like wrestling her is that's one of my favorite people to wrestle.
What is it about someone that makes them your favorite to wrestle?
Connection.
Okay.
In the ring. You get a disconnect. It's like dancing with someone without a connection. Does that how do I word it? When you connect with someone, you can see it in a ring. It's just like it gets you on the edge of your seat. You'll watch a match and you'll be like, what separates that from another match that you weren't in? And it is generally the 2 people in the ring have just got that
you gel. You gel. Nothing. It's almost like nothing else matters. Like you shut out the rest of the world.
You're both in there for the same reason.
And you're in there to entertain the crowd. Yeah.
And that's a special thing when you get that. You feel the difference as a performer. You really do.
And obviously Nightshade is currently in Japan, having done some stuff with Marvelous as well.
Yeah, she's killing it. I was meant to be with her.
Oh no.
We was both meant to be out there together for October. We was very excited about that, but I've been in touch with her and she's been killing it. So
She has. And I'm really happy for her because genuinely, like I've watched her in Eve, and she's a really, really good wrestler. So it's good that she is getting that opportunity in Japan.
Yeah, she's phenomenal in every way. Yeah, I hope that she starts to get more out there. But yeah, they bring her back like me, so they love her out there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So obviously we've mentioned Nightshade. Who else are some of your favorite opponents that you click with in ring, and it's not effortless because
Since
I
I've
don't
been
want
back,
to.
or just overall?
Just overall.
Overall, definitely Jamie Hayter.
Yes.
Phenomenal. I
Mm-hmm.
think for me, it's I love the raw aggression. Like there's a certain, it's where, because I'm very aggressive. Like my character is extremely aggressive and passionate, and when you get two people like that, it's yeah. But yeah, I love wrestling Jamie Hayter. Obviously, she's a phenomenal wrestler. And I got to have singles with her in Stardom, which was one of my favorites up to now. And I've had a lot more favorite matches now, but back when I left, that was one of my favorite matches. Who else? We're going into the name thing again, aren't we?
We're just going to have to show you pictures of everyone you've wrestled in your career.
Yes,
It's going to have to be like Tinder, where you just swipe left and right.
Oh God, Lena Cross was one of my favorites. I preferred tagging with her more than anything, but she's phenomenal as well. And if you watch what she can now do in the ring, is very athletic, very tall.
very athletic considering how tall she is.
Very tall, yeah. She does a split moonsault with her height. That's phenomenal. So so I love tagging with her. That was actually one of my favorite matches with Sendai, tagging with her. I'm trying to think. Should have wrote all this down, shouldn't I?
That's fine. Don't worry.
But yeah, well, I just want to touch on what you said about my confidence coming back and why I seem like a different wrestler in the ring.
Yeah.
And I think it is all I had no confidence, really. You wouldn't have thought that either with the stuff that I could do.
No,
but
absolutely
back when and I think since learning I'm ADHD and just on the spectrum, it made me understand myself and my mind and my brain a lot better, to why I would just overanalyze every little intrinsic, like a wrist lock for me wouldn't just be you taking a wrist. It would be like the way I would break it down. So doing that in matches with everything, it was just, I would get such overwhelm. It's the marble scenario again.
Yeah.
And my anxiety would just overtake every performance. And that's why I ended up giving up, I think, because I just thought, as much as I loved it, the fear was as great as the love. And that's why when I come back, I had, the fears we don't face define us, because me not coming back to wrestling, it was kind of something that I always brought up. And it's like, when you sit with your grandparents and they're sitting going, I used to do this, but I had to, and I thought, I don't want to be like one of those that has regrets because I've let fear kind of stop me from doing something. Not only was I extremely talented in when I got into it, but something I just gave me grace, and I fell in love with it just because I couldn't overcome the mental side of it and the psychology side. And that was when I came back. I got a coach, Mike Bird, who is incredible, with a neurospicy person. I know most wrestlers are neurospicy, but we're all different. We're all different. And I'm definitely on the spectrum with many. It's not just ADHD. I'm more, but he would put things in like analogies and just great with my brain, and just, you can tell my psychology coming back to wrestling. So he was a big part of my comeback. I was training with him 2-3 times a week, one-to-ones, for a good 6 months before I headed out to Japan for my first ever match back, which was insanity.
Unbelievable.
Insanity.
That's it.
But
there you go.
Go big or go home.
Absolutely. And I still can't get my head around that. That really isn't. But I think as well, like when you get someone who understands your brain and is able to break it down in a way that is individual to you, that's a truly special coach. and that
That's
he was
what
able to
coaching
identify
is.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, coaching is it's people skills. It's intuitive, and it's not. No one can be coached the same. Being a good coach is about being able to go, okay, this person's struggling with this, so and it's just yeah. He's just brilliant. Like I recommend Catch 22 100% in London-based schools because London-based, because obviously you're from the Midlands. There's plenty of
I
schools
am, yeah.
that way.
There are plenty. Yeah, we have got quite a few. We have got quite a few.
But yeah, and I think like just your confidence comes from all your inner work. So it's just don't avoid the inner work. Like that's as much as important as everything we achieve externally. If anything, the inner work is what gives you the bigger successes and the bigger moments in your life. So yeah, it was all the inner work that's made me the performer that I now am.
Preparation
Yeah.
means opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah.
that helped build the confidence. Where did you first start getting into wrestling? Like, did you grow up as a fan, and like when did you realize this is something that you wanted to do?
I was a fan when I was younger, as many of us. I had the ring, me and my brother, with all the WWE figures. But then I've always been quite a full-time athlete. So I was a gymnast quite heavily, where I'd get taken out of my breaks at school to go train. And so I've always kind of been busy life-wise. So I didn't become a fan of wrestling until one day after I was in bodybuilding. This is me trying to cut a story short, which as ADHD, we're not good at that. But I'll try. I was doing all my fitness, competing in my bodybuilding, and I kind of got to the point in that where I just didn't find it fulfilling. I'd grown in it as the person that I wanted to grow and learned a lot about nutrition and everything. And I literally, I was sitting on the computer or sitting on something, and an app came up. When they flash on the app, you get an advert, and it was WWE, and it was Natalia throwing Nikki Bella into a table. I think it was when they were having their feud, and I was just like, oh, I want to do this. This is like, I just got engrossed in it. But it was literally this moment that happened. And then I applied for a tryout with WWE, and that's when I got my tryout based on the profile and everything I'd built. Went to the tryout, never knowing how to back bump or anything. I could roll because of gymnastics, but it's very different. But I learned how to back bump with people
At your
screaming at me
WWE
in the
tryout.
WWE tryout.
Wow.
So I'm in the queue going, can you tell me how do I feed up? Because they keep shouting at me to feed up. And I'm like, I don't know how to feed up. I'm just getting up. So yeah, I had that, and they said, you're everything we'd hire, but you need to go away and show us how bad you want it. And I never knew about the indies, never had a clue about the indie scene. And then I had to go and make all my contacts, and I just went all in. So my first show was Progress Chapter, I think it was back in May 2017. And it was Tony Storm was on, and I was just like, wow, like that I can't remember who her match was with, but I was just like, I just fell in love with the world and like the business, every aspect of the wrestling. But it's been a journey, let's put it that way. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of learning, a lot of character building, and even my time out. I worked in a prison for a bit in my time out and stuff. And
oh wow.
Yeah, so I've just had a journey up to this point. But they say if you go back to things, it was never meant to leave you. Like it was always meant for you.
Did you? So the moment that obviously you took a step back, and was it instant where you were like, no, I something's missing, or did it take something in particular to make you go, no, I'm
It was
going to
instant.
give this? It was instant.
So it was like, see, I talk about alignment and everything with my Undefinable living, and something in me said, you're going to be a teacher. When I got released from all I think again with the avoidant thing, like I'm an avoider, I avoid. So I was just like, okay, I've been released, can't wrestle at the moment. So I was just like, I'm done. And it was like, literally, I'm done. And then all of a sudden, I just blocked it all out. Always spoke about it to people, and it weren't until a recent, I say recent, 2 years ago, I was engaged, and he turned around and said to me, "You're a coward." because I was talking
Wow.
about wrestling in bed. Yeah, I know, not the best approach, but he said, you're a
No.
coward. We won't go into that. He said,
Okay.
he said, you're a coward. You preach all this stuff about going after what you want in life, and you're not doing what you want to do. So in a way, I was grateful because not he had my interests, but in
the wrong way. Yeah.
But it initiated something in me. It made me go, it's fucking right. I'm not, and then 3 months went me building up the strength and like planning what's going to be my first step, because obviously it's a big thing coming back. So I planned where I was going to get my school, the coach, but it was very instant in the sense of when I got released. I think it was such heartbreak, because it is a heartbreak, it's gutting. But I really do wish I had the strength back then, but I wasn't the person I needed. I wouldn't have been the wrestler that have been coming back, because I needed that journey out that built me as a person. Like I said, we make it all about that. You can collapse time. It doesn't, we focus on, it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, but I could have been spending all those years making a lot of mistakes in the wrestling business and all of that. And as a performer, or I can go away, build myself as a person. Then when I'm ready, you come back and you've collapsed those 3 years anyway, because you've done it in a year, you would have done over 3. So I think we focus a lot on time, but back when I stepped away, it was an instant, I need to block it all out,
Right.
And I did. I literally went on a different path, because you can't create a new reality for that space of time, still dabbling in and out of things that you defined yourself with, and that's when the Undefinable really evolved, because I realized, like, to align, you can't be defined by your past and things you've done, and you've just got to constantly be what life's showing up for you in that moment. You've got to be able to face it and remain undefinable in that process until you're back on track. And that's how I deal with things. So I call it avoidant, but I think it's just I go locked in. I'm like tunnel vision and on the journey. But yeah,
it's a really good mindset to have, because we all have like our tunnel vision, what we want to do for the day, but there's always so many distractions, and it's easy to like, look what's going on over here, or there's a shiny spoon over here, like kind of like the cat syndrome, like what's going on here.
and
when
I
you're
think
locked in like that,
a big thing that can hold people back now in your goals and your dreams, and is comparison. And I think it's in our face all the time. And then you can just get in your head that you're not good enough for certain things, and you start breaking yourself down, because you already do that naturally whenever you're going after dreams. Like, people have had to overcome a lot of self-doubt and fear, and to be performers and to grow and evolve, and you've had to overcome a lot to be that. And I think when you're constantly faced with, if you're not in a strong place, like, and you are going through a bit of a setback, or you're going through some circumstances and life struggles, and you've got everyone else in front of you doing well, you're just going to go, oh, there's no point, or and it's easy to kind of go into a little cocoon. Whereas if you go tunnel vision on yourself and your journey, it's a stronger way of doing things. But I have my ways of doing things and what works for me. But I think you just have to be aware of what you're feeding your mind a lot. And like you said, there's so many distractions on the internet. Your feed could be full of stuff, and then you feed that, and it's a difficult like world to navigate now with social media and everything. That's
Absolutely, it is.
Because it used to just be, you've got a goal, you've got a dream, you act on it, you go. But now there's all these things that can keep you procrastinating. And so I just do what we didn't have. I just shut out everything, because we didn't have it all as accessible as this, 10 years ago. So why does it need to be in our face all the time? That's sort of where I'm at.
So talk me through, because I find this incredible. Your first match back, was that always going to be in Japan, or did you have a certain plan?
Dates on that match.
I think everyone will be all right with that when you consider you'd had a significant period of time. I don't think anyone expected a 5-star match immediately having come into.
That was with Mio. Actually, no, that was with Mio, and she's a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
Another one that just overcomes injuries left, right, and center.
Yeah, that elbow injury most recently. Yeah.
Watching her rehab that was inspiring. Like she was so again locked in. But yeah.
Yeah. So had you sort of got in your head that if I am coming back, my first match has to be in Japan, or was it a case of just Marvelous contacted you? Yep, straight away. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I felt like my journey ended in Japan in wrestling, if I'm being honest. I feel like I got signed a little bit quick. Like everything happens for a reason, but I feel like I was just taking off in Stardom. Like I was just starting to do well, and then obviously my granddad passed. I came back, and then all of a sudden I'm signed. So it was all like, wow. But I'd only just really started to find myself in the ring and like become the performer. And I really think I could have. That's where my journey left off in wrestling. It was like Japan. I need to get back to Japan because I felt like I was really taking off out there. Like I could have done really well. But yeah, and I got to speak to Rossi, which was great because I left on not so great terms. You know, I just but I spoke to him about how he told me you stay business, and he actually said like, yeah, it was unfair, but so we had a nice chat, which was good.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, because I just said, you know, I wasn't going to miss my granddad's funeral. It was just never going to happen. So yeah, but again, young, couldn't communicate. Now I would have been a lot more direct and said, look, I will get my flight back. I need to leave for these dates, and I will come back. But I think back then I was just like a mess and like obviously grieving, and I just said, I need to go. So there wasn't that communication of I need to go back for my granddad's funeral and then I can come back. But this is again how when you grow and you learn and you carry yourself differently, and yeah. So but my journey anyway. Going off tangent here, my journey had to start in Japan. That was all I had in my mind. So that's why I was training 3 times a week. You know, 2-3 times 1-to-1s and everything. I was going gymnastics clubs and practicing all my flips and stuff again and learning to flip again because I hadn't flipped in a while.
Ouch.
That was like, I'm feeling my age, you know.
What's going on there,
I'm
right?
dreading that again. I've got to get back in. I'm still trying to keep up with my bridging and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get myself back in. I've still got all the rehab back into the ring yet. So
yeah, it's a whole nother rehab. Sadie, you did make mention that once you do come back that you want to go back to Japan. Is there a certain company, like is it just you definitely want to go back to Sendai Girls, or it's like you want to go to Marigold, or you'd like to go to Stardom? Or is there 1 or 2 companies you just want to get back in Japan and maybe do freelance work and kind of test the waters of all the great wrestling going on?
Was ending up being freelance, but more so with Nasawa and Nagasan. I got a lot of loyalty to them. And obviously Sendai, Miko Satomura. Am I pronouncing that wrong?
You got
said that right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I doubt myself with names now. I get so.
We are all the time. It's part of the game when we podcast.
Miko's a name I definitely can't get wrong.
Our joke is if you say it with confidence, it's right.
Some people say Mako and some people say Miko, but I say it sounds like
it's fine.
Anyway.
You're all good, Sadie. Don't you worry. You've said it with confidence. You're all good. Don't you worry.
Okay, that's good. So those 3 I was working with. So I was being treated as a freelancer on the last going out in August, which was amazing. To be at that point with 3 promotions. And maybe Marigold would have, because I know they're all sort of connected. At some point I might have been on Marigold as well, but but before I left on my tour, before going in August, they said, green card, you come stay.
Oh, and is it obviously you are obviously based in London?
Yeah.
Is that something that you would ever consider?
I would love to, but there's the same. I'm such a home. I do like the reset of coming back and going out. Like I do sometimes think, God, like they must be in a burnout out there, or they're just so used to it. Because by the end of the tour, I'm shattered. Like I do feel like I need and I talk about nervous system reset, and just like some time, like you time in between, because it is just a lot. But I could do it. I could definitely do it for 6 to 8 months. Like 6 to 8 months, I could do a solid. But that would be that would be challenging. But as I said, I think when you get into it, I think it just becomes your life and you just adapt. So, you know, I was doing 2-3 months every time. So once you've got in your head, okay, I'm going to be here a year. I did think about it. It was definitely on my mind because I pay a lot of rent here in the UK and stuff, and it doesn't make sense.
Wow.
Yeah, my rent is extortionate. So
yeah, London's a completely different animal to everywhere else in the UK as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm in Kent, so I'm probably a bit better than you. But,
oh yeah, true.
But I've got a dog as well, so as much as I could leave it, like that would be hard for me as well.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something I thought about and still thinking about, and yeah, we will see.
Yeah, because something I was going to ask actually, obviously, you know, even though obviously Lena Cross was out there with Sendai, Nightshade was out there as well, there's still obviously a huge cultural difference, you know, in terms of Japan and the UK. Is that quite stark when you are out there? You love it. Okay.
I love it. It's very polite. It's very family orientated. Everyone's got it's the etiquette between everyone it's lovely. Like you can't fault, but like I said, the culture is so different. So it's, and again, I wanted to learn Japanese actually before, like as much as I could before going back in this time out.
Yeah.
Not only does it help with matches, but again, you start to learn how to plan matches. Like you start to learn the words, and this is everything I was getting in the rhythm with. It's so annoying because I'm going to go back and I'm going to have to like it will kick in, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's a massive culture shock. So it's again, you miss home, you miss like the little things, and also being able to not talk broken English all the time. It's yeah, it's very different. It's very different. But it's incredible to. I think the amount I've been in Japan in the last 2 years is just amazing experience. Everyone has to go to Japan. You gotta go see it.
We are.
We're going at the end of the year. Yeah, we're going at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Massively.
Yeah, first trip out. We are a little worried about the language barrier, so we do
make
keep
sure you
asking
don't
everybody.
karaoke. Oh no, it's fine because you've got Google Translate, so you just get it up and you're like, in everywhere you go. It's easy.
Oh, okay. All right then.
Thank you. That makes us. We've talked to a lot of people that go. There's a lot of our listeners that go every year for the end of the year with, you know, Stardom with Dream Queendom and Wrestle Kingdom, especially Tanahashi's last match. So it's like this is the year to go. So a lot of our listeners are like, no, you guys will be fine. You'll figure it out. I'm like, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, the train stations can be a little bit difficult, and at first, like especially is it Shinjuku? Yeah, Shinjuku is mental, but
okay.
You learn to
you learn to get on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, I just knew I could get
We'll
my
figure
way around so easy in the end.
We'll figure it out, Rob. At least we'll be lost together, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I've done that a couple of times where I've got on a train and I thought it was going one way and I've ended up like 3 hours.
Like Mayu.
The opposite direction.
Okay.
Like Mayu Iwatani.
Yeah, that is the kind of thing Mayu Iwatani would do.
Speaking of Mayu, Rob, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut. What's it like wrestling somebody the stature of Mayu? Like she's just on a completely another level. And obviously you had the match with her.
Honestly, I've not been in that locker room. I was just like, it was just phenomenal. I just couldn't believe I was having that match. But you can tell like the passion I had in it. But yeah, she's someone I've wanted to wrestle since Stardom days. You know, she's definitely up there as one of the best female wrestlers, isn't she? She's
absolutely.
And she's so tiny but so strong.
Deceptively so. Yeah, she is.
Like that suplex I took, Jesus. Oh.
There's a brilliant still of that actually. There is a great image on Twitter of that.
It was just like I was like, 1 minute I'm standing, and it's like, wow.
You are going over. It doesn't matter if you're
I was
ready.
already concussed by that point, so it was fine.
How did the bleeding happen, by the way, in that match? Because I didn't. I've seen the match a couple of times.
My scar has gone, like, because they said to me if I didn't get stitches, I thought it's quite a cool scar to have.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
I didn't bother, but I had concussion quite bad.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, my head was like
We
It
saw
was
the
opened, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
you made it
wasn't
work
well.
though.
You did. Yeah.
You do the 450, right? And it's on the outside, it's onto Mayu, so it's like the big pop. Then all of a sudden, next thing you sell, you're on the top rope and you're bleeding, and then you just looked at the crowd and you get like the big pop and like, yeah. And I was like, it added to the match. But clearly that wasn't planned, but it's something that's added to the match. And you and Mayu have this great sequence, and then well, as a gymnast, you'll get the reference. She sticks you with that suplex, almost as like when you're coming off the vault and you land. I mean, when she hits that suplex, you just plant right in the middle. And now we're finding out that you had a concussion at that point. Wowzers. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I was a bit
tough.
like, yeah. As someone said to me, you finished the match. I was like, yes, of course.
You finished the match and not one person knew you had a concussion from the way you finished it
Not
either,
until
which
now.
was
No,
bloody
but
impressive.
I felt a bit dizzy, but directly after I convinced myself I was fine. But by the time I got back to the room, I laid down and it was the most amazing. I'm never that relaxed, as you probably know.
I am with that.
My brain's never quiet. But I laid down. I was like, oh, I was on the phone to my dad, and he's gone, "Say, don't go to sleep." And I've gone, "No, but it feels really nice." It was the most relaxing feeling. But yeah, I couldn't sleep because it was bad concussion. And then I felt a bit irritable for 2 days. I didn't feel like myself. I felt really weird. But I don't think I've ever had a concussion like that. Maybe after a few drinks once, but
we've all been there.
Some strong zeros.
That first tour with Stardom back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? Because you were still not really early into your career, but relatively early into your career. How did that all come about?
My whole wrestling, I don't know how any of it was sort of coming about. It just, I was just like, it's meant to be because it's just all happening so easy. Like it was just, and I say easy, I worked my ass off. I was training, but in terms of opportunities, it wasn't heard of in the indie scene to be kind of climbing as quick as I climbed. And that's why I think, in a way it was great for me, but it was also my hindrance because I got there before I was ready as well, But yeah, Stardom come about. I was actually at a point where I was again getting to the point where I was like, maybe this isn't for me, and I was wanting to run from it. And then all of a sudden, as I got to that point, I got told I got an invite to Stardom. So it was just like it was always meant to be wrestling for me. And yeah, but yeah, that I go back and I'm just like, I don't remember the girl back then though, because I've grown so much as a person. So I sort of go back and I'm like, it was just a blur. But yeah, it all happened very quickly.
So obviously, you've talked about how it ended. What were some of your, putting a positive on this, what were some of your fond memories of that tour? I've seen loads of photos and videos of you with Hana Kimura. And I know that a lot of, everyone has got nothing but positive things to say about Hana in general. What are some of your memories of Hana and your time in Stardom?
Hana was just the most amazing person. You can't. It's absolutely devastating what happened to her, really, isn't it?
It is.
The kindest of hearts, just there for you if you like. And I tagged with her a lot, and she changed her name now, Bobby
Tyler.
Yeah, changed her name. I'm trying to think which changed. She's now
Stevie Turner.
So I tagged with them a lot. We was a trio quite a bit. But my memories, definitely the singles match I had with Jamie Hayter is something that I always loved and held up there. And just generally traveling Japan, that was my first time ever in Japan. So just learning Japan and just being in that culture was amazing. But as I said, it does feel like a bit of a blur, that tour. I've definitely had a lot more fun on my tours this time back. But yeah, just the traveling and the wrestling in general, and Korakuen Hall, where I did my corkscrew Sasuke.
Yeah. Huge pop for that as well.
That was that was one of my favorite matches. That was great. And obviously that was my first time in Korakuen Hall. So
What a way
yeah.
to announce yourself.
I know. And this time when I got to go back, I've wrestled in the sumo arena this time. Didn't I?
Yes.
Did Lucha Fiesta show, which was I got put in that very last minute, and even that, like, I was around people just backstage was like the most. I was just like, how am I here? Like, I've been back. Like, it was just amazing. But then you have to tell yourself, no, you deserve to be here. You're like pinching yourself.
Definitely not dreaming. I'm definitely not dreaming.
Don't wake up.
So yeah, I just think like Japan in general, you never know what can happen in the wrestling world. It's very exciting, and you could be, performing in first ring, and then you could be in the sumo arena in the next. It's that amazing. It's like, yeah, and it's just it's not. It really is a community. Like, wrestling out there is like, it's their life. So it's just, yeah, it's the whole different. As a wrestler, it's where you want to be. It's where you want to go and to grow I just love it. Like, my goal before I did my knee was, I was like, I'm going to be belt Sadie. I'm just going to end up with Sendai, Marvelous, Noah. I'm going to be carrying them all.
Ultimo Sadie, I like it.
That was what I had in my head. I was like, I just want to get to Japan and take everyone's belts.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you'd be great at it, personally. I think it'd be great.
So 2026. I actually just have two quick fire questions, Sadie, and I pretty much ask everybody this. I know Rob knows where I'm going to go. You've been in the ring with some of the best in Japan, with Mayu and Takumi Roha and Chihiro Hashimoto. If you can pick one wrestler.
I haven't actually been in with
Takumi? Didn't you wrestle Takumi? Or were you on team with Marvelous or no?
Are we talking about the Noah Rumble?
No, I thought you wrestled. Didn't you wrestle Takumi and Marvelous? Or do I have that wrong?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh,
there's a dream match.
There you go. I was going to
say I haven't wrestled Takumi. No, I was trying to think if I did. No, I've not been in the room. That was one of the things she said to me as we went for dinner after I did my knee, and she said, "Oh, they were planning on you having a title match for the Marvelous." So, yeah.
Well, now we have a lot to look forward to for next year. Takumi Roha, let's get that Mayu match. Tommy Hayashisa, let's get that out there as well. But my question is,
a match with her is one of that's up there with what I wanted. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Like,
we have a lot to look forward to with Sadie in 2026. But I've
got a lot to work towards again, haven't I? I'm like, oh my God.
It's the journey. It's all about the journey. Out of all the wrestlers that you've been in the ring with, Japan or in England, which wrestler, if you can point your finger on one, hits the hardest?
Joey Janela.
That's not what I would have expected, but yeah, I can see that.
I've never forgotten that match.
Still in pain from that match.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And now
you could have heard the kick outside to my back.
The last question. Again, I was doing research for this interview, and I was on your YouTube channel. And a few years ago, there was like one of my things I love outside of wrestling is I love working out and I love comic books. And there's this workout video with you, and in the back, there's a whole bunch of comic book characters on the wall in the gym. Do you know where that gym is? Because I was completely blown away. Like, there was the Hulk squatting.
Oh, that gym is this an old one? Was I blonde?
I think it's an old one. I think it's an older video because
that gym is phenomenal. And I think it's up Midlands way, to be honest. I just can't remember the name of it. I went there to film, but that gym was, amazing.
I was like, oh my goodness. Like, they had the artwork of like Superman, like eating a sandwich, and then like the Frank Miller's 300 characters are on there.
Really big artwork, like the whole back wall.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Thinking that we talked about focus. That's what you have to focus on in your workout, because you get distracted by stuff like that. I know I would.
But it's a good way to set the tone of your environment, definitely.
True, Incredible Hulk. Yeah, you're staring at the Incredible Hulk staring at you. Yeah, not a good way to look at it.
Motivation.
Absolutely. If I can just finish off with two questions, sort of bring it back round to ADHD and, as you put it, being neurospicy, which I've never heard before, and I think is a great term for it.
Better to say that, because once you're on the spectrum, you're on the spectrum, like, and if you try and say you're more one way, you can't individualize your mind and what. Sorry, Reggie's wanting to come up.
It's absolutely running from Reggie. Love it. Oh, look at him.
Adorable.
Adorable. Yeah, neurospicy is a great way of putting it, because
It is.
you know, I've got OCD really bad. I've got all different things that I manage, so I just call it neurospicy because it's easier than going, like, again, I don't like to be defined by one aspect, but yeah, just sorry, what was the question?
No, it's all right, don't worry. No, it's absolutely fine. The first part of it was simply going to be, when did you get that official diagnosis to say that you had got ADHD?
So no official diagnosis, but
oh wow, okay.
no, I went to the doctors and he said the official would have taken ages, and I didn't need a diagnosis with how my entire life I've been different, and I was just like, my friend got diagnosed actually with autism and ADHD in the same, and yeah, she was the one who helped me through a lot of my stuff, and since I learned that, I started to I've changed as a person. Like I was gonna have an early death if I'd carried on masking and being the way I was. But no, I would like to go through for official diagnosis, because when I worked in the prison, I went in the we had to learn about autism and everything, because a lot of prisoners have it. And I was doing the test in the van, and he went, "You autistic?" And I just said no, but I said, "Not that I know of." And he went, "I'm not here to diagnose." So he picked up on that, and I was just like,
certain traits.
Yeah, I know, but I've always known I was different. But but the official diagnostics and everything takes so long, and they only tell you what you already know. So that's why I say neurospicy, because I'm just like, I think differently. I'm definitely ADHD, because my brother had it as well, and we were two peas in a pod. He was actually highly medicated when we were younger, and I think that's why I got pushed to the side. Because I said that to my mum, "How did you know?" And she went, "Well, you were never normal, but you were always well behaved." So girls mask it better. Girls mask
we hear
it
that
better
all the time.
Yeah, my daughter has Asperger's. She was diagnosed, I think, when she was 6 or 7 with ADHD. Then as we got older, we found out that she had Asperger's, or she has Asperger's.
Yeah, like ADD. That's what I said. I said, "What, me running up and down the stairs doing press ups?" And like, I just didn't. That was from a young. I've just never been, because I've channeled it very well all my life. It's always served me, but I didn't realize I was actually masking all the time as well. So once I started to unmask, I started having anxiety attacks, and this was all in my journey before coming back to wrestling. So all the anxiety attacks and everything. But yeah, the official diagnostic, I've thought about going for it, but then I know that I'll just be told, you're autistic, you're this, and then what does it change other than all the work that I've already done for it? So.
And it's only going to take longer as well, because they've got all the funding for adult ADHD support anyway. So
I would like to get an official diagnosis, but I just there was some point, because I did actually think of getting on the medicated at one point.
Yeah.
But apparently it just numbs you. But
yeah,
did you get officially diagnosed?
So I got it's a fairly recent one, I think.
How long did it take you?
From start to finish,
3,
I was
4
lucky.
years?
So no, nothing like that. About 18 months.
Oh, that's not bad.
From start to finish, yeah. They just opened a brand new centre in Stoke-on-Trent, and I was one of the first people that went through it, basically. So I've been quite lucky in that regard.
Has it changed anything for you finding out, or just made you understand yourself a little bit more?
Yeah, having the diagnosis, I'm able to put a lot of pegs into holes and go, right, that's why I did this, that's why I did that. Because when I said I was first going for the tests, my brother just sort of looked at me and went, "Yeah, I think you've got it." And then, cheers, mate. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And then, so they made me do basically a questionnaire, and I had to do it with my mum and my brother. I had to do it with people that knew me, that I didn't live with. So sat with them, and it just turned into them laughing at all the things, because I'd say, like, "Did I do this?" And they'd start laughing. It's like, right, okay, definitely did that. Did I do this? And then they'd start laughing again. I'd be like, okay, definitely did that as well. Okay, brilliant. Did I do? And it answered a lot of questions more than anything about why I would do, because I'm not hyperactive. I have
but this is the thing, there's so much different.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily
I can't remember the word for it now. That's really bad.
Do you get
Which is
like
ironic.
the
Go on, sorry.
yeah, because they've got two different types, haven't they? But this is the
Yeah.
thing where they break it down into such little, when it's such a spectrum, they break it
Yeah.
with the diagnostic, and that's what I think about it. They just like, did you get tested for being autistic as well, or
No, it was a
No.
specific ADHD one. But you know, to me, I was looking at it more for coping strategies because I just had the amount of things I was dropping, or the amount of bruises I'd have down my arms from running into the door handles of doors. And, you know, I'd end up, you know, we've had to delay podcasts before because I've managed to knock
headbutting
over
cupboards?
yeah, exactly. I've managed to knock drinks everywhere as
Oh,
I'm
all the
trying to
time,
log on to,
yeah.
as I'm logging on to StreamYard and all
I've
sorts.
literally once gone to put my drink on, so I would be thinking about doing the next thing or whatever my brain's thinking about, and I've gone to put my full cup of coffee on the side, and I just dropped it on the floor
Yep.
because the side wasn't even there. That's how.
It
But
happens.
that is a state of survival, though. That's when, because as an ADHD, you've got to be constantly self-regulating, because that when
Yeah.
you're like that, you're in fight or flight, and it's
Mhm.
that's when you're like, okay, I need to go self-regulate, because you're just in a really unregulated state.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all things that I've learned now. You understand yourself, so you know that, okay,
Exactly.
I ice bath a lot because it helps calm my brain. So I do
Oh,
cold
okay,
water.
interesting.
I
Yeah.
do ice water therapy. Like I'm a bit mental. I can stand it for ages and enjoy it because my brain's quiet for once. I'm like, it's like peaceful. But yeah, I think I might go for. Do you know what? I just hate doctors, and I remember going and saying, like I said, my brother had it really bad, and he was on the medication, and
If
they
I
did say
can,
they try and talk you out of it more. So they say it's
they
long,
do, yeah.
and and I was just like, I don't need to. I want to start growing and understanding myself now, so I'm just gonna talk to my friend, and she helped me through a lot of it, and yeah, it's been life changing finding out, like knowing that there's the neurodivergent and then the neurotypical, and then you sort of understand the different. Yeah, but
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And to be honest, if it wasn't, unless you want the medication, I
that's
don't think
it. I
having
wouldn't take.
I don't think having the diagnosis makes any
No,
difference whatsoever.
no, but it helps you as long as you know you're on. You have to understand, because the main thing about ADHD is like you're subjective to trauma because
Yeah.
you're impulsive. You're the way we are is the amount of trauma I had in my 20s. Now I would never even have that, but now I think it's that what is it someone said about why you're more receptive to it?
I know what you mean. I
Yeah,
can't articulate it, but I do know what you mean.
yeah,
We are, it's sort of a bit like an open wound, isn't it? Like you touch it and it
yeah.
is very raw.
But it's
But
like
I think,
you're more subjective to going through that, which then
yeah,
makes them worse. And it's a cycle of healing your nervous system and working on that as someone on the on the spectrum or neurodivergent, or if anyone thinks they're, just for anyone who isn't diagnosed, because I'm an undiagnosed and I'm definitely you've only got to look at my bloody profile to know I'm mental and my stories. I'm
absolutely. Can attest to that.
But it's just learning about your nervous system, learning about regulating yourself, and learning the tools of how, like for me, going out running and sprinting until I feel free from the emotional overwhelm, and getting in a plunge. It's weird because everything to release emotion for me is hurting myself, but
It's like a release, though. Like
Yeah, it is a release,
it's like a
absolutely.
release.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel all these emotions and I can't, like, I just need to get them out. It's like, yeah. And that's why when I was younger, I used to run up and down the stairs and sit ups at the bottom, press ups at the top. And I'd do that until I literally had no energy left.
Jeez. Oh,
Got your workouts in at a young age, though. That's for
absolutely.
sure.
Oh, I've been obsessed with training since
Yeah.
a very young age. Yeah. But for my mental health, that's why I created Undefinable Living, because it's always been for my mental health. I didn't know it back then, but mentally, that's always been my outlet, training. And yeah, without it, there would have been a lot more holes in the walls growing up,
It is a release though, isn't it? It is that, that almost that sense of control as well. Because for me, because I'm quite, for lack of a better phrase, scatty, having control over one portion of something, it does help. It does help to have that control over certain, whether that is fitness or whether that is, whatever it
Yeah,
is
because
you
we
do.
because you feel out of control with your thoughts and your emotions
Exactly.
a lot of
Yeah.
the time. That element
And you can
of where you
spiral so badly as well sometimes that
yeah,
sometimes you
like
just need to
I went
hang on to
into
something.
and you don't know what's triggered it. And when you go
No.
into a spiral, it's about knowing your grounding points to bring you back into that, which is really hard. But once you start to master that, that's the problem I found when I first started this healing journey of ADHD, and like knowing that it's been my nervous system and why I kept burning out and getting illnesses, and is now I've got in such a place of self-regulating. I don't like to feel, the moment I feel unregulated, I like go back into isolation, like pull myself back in. I'm like, I need to regulate. I need to, because I'm like overstimulated with lights. I feel the energy. I don't know if you're quite sensitive to energy and stuff as well, which is a neurodivergent thing.
Not that much, actually, believe it or
Really?
not.
So maybe
No.
that's more like, again, just what I mean by I'm definitely on.
Everyone's different though, aren't they?
Yeah.
When my daughter was younger, like she couldn't go to, like when you go to a wedding or a party and there's all the strobe lights, she couldn't be in there for more than like 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Or else like she'd get like sick, she'd get a headache, she would get really, really dizzy.
Oh,
She's
really?
she's 20. Yeah, I remember a couple weddings that we would go to, like she'd only be in there, she'd say, Dad, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'm like, she's being overstimulated. Now that she's been on the right medication and doing the right things and keeping herself active. Now that she's 21, which still blows my mind that my kid's 21, she doesn't really have that issue anymore. It's very few and far between. It's almost like, not that she's outgrown it, but like for example, like with her with the Asperger's and focusing on something, like I don't think you can be able to give her 8th or 9th grade math and she wouldn't be able to do it. But if you tell her to draw something, she's and I'm not saying this because she's my kid. She's an unbelievable artist.
She's
She's
a
like,
good artist.
she really, really focuses on the things that she loves. And I think that's the one thing that me and my wife and my parents figured out. That's what Asperger's is. It's like they may not be good at everything, but they may be really, really next level at one or two things. And we've noticed it's like TV shows or movies that she likes. If she watches them once or twice, she can literally give you scene for scene for scene and her artwork. So that's like where we have like, Lil, just focus on this. Like just put your
you've got to have the outlets are huge. Otherwise your mental health just spirals. And as well with like stimming and stuff, that's a real big thing. Like I used to get really overstimulated driving, and I just found myself always like, because of overwhelmed, I'd be more like road ragey. And now I've learned that okay, it's just I'm overstimulated. So I have like my fidget toy so that I'm not on my phone. But yeah, I have my fidget toy a lot, which helps me stay off my phone, because it's just that kind of your brain and you've got to focus in one thing. Like that for me is really, but this is it. Everyone is so unique and so individualized.
Absolutely.
And it's about learning just yourself. It's self-mastery is everything in it, without defining yourself with, I'm ADHD, so that's why I'm like this. Because again, when we define ourselves with things, it keeps us stuck and we're limited because we think we're like that because of this. When we can grow and learn to master ourselves so that they don't control us,
100%. Yeah, I love
Absolutely.
that. It's a great almost like quote. Say that's
it's
absolutely.
a great mantra.
Yeah, great
Absolutely.
mantra. Yes.
And my final thing, I suppose, before we let you go, Sadie, thank you for doing this. We've really enjoyed it. But the final thing is, anyone that is listening to this, whether they are pro wrestling fans, whether they are people who are neurodivergent, people who think they might be neurodivergent, what is the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten that you could give to anyone listening to this podcast, regardless of situation or fanship or whatever?
What I would give, or just in general,
that you would give.
Just, that's difficult, isn't it? In one line, I'm trying to think of it. Obviously, I'm going to say be defined by who you want to be, obviously.
Absolutely. I like that.
I think it's just not allowing your thoughts to have so much power over you, and realizing that the desire of the things you want to do and the you know, what you want to achieve in your life just requires action, and thoughts can be what make us stay stuck in a version of ourselves that we aren't. So I think first of all, find out about yourself, learn about yourself. You don't need to go to doctors, just start. Knowledge is power, it really is, and it can change your whole journey once you start to step into who you are and master yourself, and not be held back by other people's limitations and what other people say, and just learn about yourself. It's there's actually, this is a bit of advice. I knew I'd get there. If you don't learn about yourself and find ways to be undefinable and just master that, other people will give you a definition that you step into, and then you're just forever imprisoned by other people's versions of you and not your own.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's very, very good. I like that.
Got there in the end.
You did, honestly. Yeah, I know, but it was a really good journey we went on, Sadie. Let's be honest. That was great. I loved that.
This was a great podcast. Yeah, great high spot, my man. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to top that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end it there, Matt. Unless you have, of course, any other questions you'd like to ask Sadie. Sadie, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. We've really, really appreciated having you on. It's been an absolute delight to talk to you. I can't wait to see you back in the ring, because you were killing it in Japan, and I am sure that the moment you are able to get back in the ring, you're going to continue to do it, because
come back number 2.
Absolutely. Come back stronger. You came back stronger. You're going to come back even stronger. I am. You are going to come back
day
stronger.
Day by day. That's what I'm just like, day by day.
And we're going to be there supporting you all the way as well.
100%.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that does wrap up the podcast for today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you again to Sadie. Sadie, would you like to just plug any social medias that you've got? Where can they find you and all that jazz?
They're all the Sadie Gibbs, so it's the same across every platform.
I do encourage you to check out, especially Instagram, because some of the stuff on there, and YouTube as well, it really is inspiring. Obviously, working in education, we get a lot of CPD and stuff like that. I genuinely think the stuff that Sadie does is better than half the stuff we get in college and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely go and check that out. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You can find the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. If you haven't already subscribed, it would be great if you could maybe give us a 5-star review and a comment if you think we've deserved it. Patreon.com/the Stardom Cast is where I keep forgetting all the social medias. We are at the Stardom Cast, apart from Threads, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, where we are Talk Joshi. There you go, got there. You can find me. It's at Real Rob Godwin. Matt Turner, where can they find you and sign us off, good sir?
Folks, questions, comments, suggestions, anything you need from me, Matt Turner OF on the Instagram and the Twitter is the easiest, fastest, and best way to get a hold of me. Or you can shoot me an email. The email address is thestardomcast22@gmail.com. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for another fantastic episode of the Stardom Cast. Big thanks to Sadie for taking the time to chat with us today. We greatly appreciate your support. Can't do without you. It's like I always say, just not my podcast. It's our podcast. Because we're all together and everybody's different. Everybody's special.
Yeah.